The Galactic Council Hall was filled with light. Floating platforms moved slowly in the air. Tall alien leaders sat on their seats, calm and relaxed. The war was over. The galaxy was finally at peace. For the first time in many cycles, no alarms were ringing. They believed the dark days were behind them. A large alien with silver skin stood up and spoke with confidence. "The galaxy is safe now," he said. "No major threats remain. Trade is strong. Our borders are secure." Many leaders nodded in agreement. Another alien laughed softly. "We feared extinction once," he said. "But those days are gone." One name was not spoken. Humans. To most of the Council, humanity was a small, quiet species. They lived on the edge of known space. Their worlds were damaged. Their numbers were low. They did not attend Council meetings anymore. "They are no longer important," said one Council member. "Humans have faded." The room filled with agreement. No one noticed the lights dim slightly. Suddenly, a sharp sound cut through the hall. An alert. Every leader froze. "That signal is not from any known system," an advisor said nervously. "It bypassed all defenses." Before anyone could stop it, the message began to play. A deep, calm human voice echoed through the hall. "This is humanity." The room went silent. "We have come to collect what is owed." The message ended. For a moment, no one spoke. Then confusion spread. "Owed?" one alien asked. "What does that mean?" Another leader felt a strange fear. "Why now?" Screens across the hall suddenly changed. Star maps appeared. Red markers began to light up across the galaxy. Human fleet movements. Hundreds of them. No, thousands. "They are leaving their systems," an advisor whispered. "All at once." Panic started to grow. An old alien in the corner closed his eyes. His voice was low when he spoke. "They remember," he said. Others turned toward him. "Remember what?" someone demanded. The old alien took a deep breath. "The debt." Silence filled the room again. Long ago, before peace, the galaxy had faced its greatest war. An enemy from beyond the stars had attacked without mercy. Entire worlds burned. Fleets were destroyed in hours. The Council had been helpless. That was when humans stepped forward. They were not the strongest. They did not have the best weapons. But they had something else. They refused to give up. Human ships fought where others retreated. Human soldiers stood their ground when hope was gone. They defended alien worlds as if they were their own. Billions of humans died. Their home systems were destroyed. Their cities turned to ash. And when the war finally ended, the galaxy was saved. Because of humans. At the Victory Council, many leaders had promised the same thing. "We will repay you." But time passed. Rebuilding began. Trade returned. And the promises slowly faded. Humans asked for help. Aid was delayed. Support was denied. The galaxy had moved on. Humans did not argue. They went silent. Back in the present, fear spread like fire. A council leader slammed his hand down. "Open communication with them now." The advisors tried. No response. "They are ignoring us," one said. Another screen flashed. A human fleet had exited hyperspace near an outer alien system. No attack. No warning. Just presence. The ships were massive. Dark metal. Strange designs. Nothing like their old fleets. "They rebuilt," someone whispered. Another alert sounded. More fleets. More systems. The galaxy realized the truth. Humans were not asking. They were collecting. The old alien stood again, shaking. "We forgot what they gave up," he said. "We forgot the price they paid." A young leader asked, "Will they destroy us?" The old alien looked at the stars on the screen. "I don't know," he said honestly. "But I know this. When humans come for what they are owed, they do not leave empty-handed." Far from the Council, deep in space, human ships moved in perfect formation. No anger in their signals. No hate in their messages. Only one simple truth repeated across the galaxy. The debt was due. And this time, humanity had come to collect. Long before the message echoed through the Galactic Council, the galaxy had stood at the edge of destruction. Back then, the stars burned differently. An unknown enemy had arrived without warning. Their ships were massive, cold, and endless. They did not talk. They did not negotiate. They only destroyed. One by one, alien worlds fell. Entire fleets were wiped out in minutes. Defense lines collapsed. Ancient civilizations, older than memory, were erased like dust. The Galactic Council had gathered, just like now. But this time, the hall was full of fear. "We cannot stop them," one leader had cried. "Our weapons do nothing," said another. Hope was dying. That was when humans spoke. They were new to the galaxy, small in number. Their technology was simple compared to others. Many leaders did not even look at them. A human representative stood and said calmly, "We will fight." The council was shocked. "Fight?" An alien leader laughed bitterly. "You will be destroyed." The human did not raise his voice. "Then we will be destroyed standing," he said. Humans did not ask for power. They did not ask for control. They only asked one thing. "When this is over," the human said, "remember who stood with you." The war began again, but this time humans were at the front. Human fleets moved into battles no one else would enter. They attacked enemy strongholds directly. Their ships burned, exploded, and broke apart, but they kept coming. On alien worlds, human soldiers fought side by side with species they had never met before. They protected cities that were not theirs. They died for people who did not even know their names. Human commanders made impossible choices. They sacrificed entire fleets to save single planets. They gave up their own colonies to slow the enemy advance. At one point, the enemy reached Earth's outer systems. The Council begged humans to retreat. "Save your home," they said. Humans refused. "If Earth falls," a human general replied, "it will fall last." The final battle changed everything. The enemy gathered all their remaining forces near the galactic core. If they won there, the galaxy would end. The Council could not help. Only humans answered the call. Every human ship moved toward the core. Old ships, damaged ships, even civilian vessels turned into weapons. It was a one-way mission. Humanity knew it. The battle lasted for days. Stars went dark. Space itself seemed to scream. When it was over, the enemy was gone. So were billions of humans. Earth survived, but barely. Human cities were ruins. Their population shattered. Their fleets almost gone. But the galaxy was alive. At the victory gathering, the Council praised humanity. "You saved us all," they said. Many leaders made promises. "We will rebuild you. We will support you. We owe you everything." Humans listened. They did not celebrate. They went home to bury their dead. Years passed. The galaxy healed quickly. Trade returned. New cities rose. Old powers grew stronger again. Humans waited. They sent requests for aid, supplies, protection. Most were delayed. Some were ignored. Others were denied. "We have our own problems," the Council said. "Resources are limited." Human world struggled alone. Slowly, humans stopped asking. They focused inward. They rebuilt their ships, not for show, but for purpose. They studied every battle they had fought, every mistake, every loss. They changed. While the galaxy slept in peace, humanity prepared. They did not hate the galaxy. They did not seek revenge. But they remembered. Now, in the present, the old alien finished telling the story to the Council. The hall was silent. Screens showed human fleets moving closer. A Council member whispered, "We failed them." The old alien nodded slowly. "Yes," he said, "we did." Another leader asked, "Why didn't they remind us?" The old alien looked at the human fleet markers. "Because humans do not beg," he said, "and they do not forget." Far away, inside a human command ship, officers watched the stars. No cheers, no anger, only focus. Humanity was not here to destroy the galaxy. They were here to balance it. The past had been ignored, but not anymore. The debt had been earned in blood, and soon it would be paid. After the Great War, The galaxy moved on. Celebrations were held. New alliances were formed. Old enemies became trading partners. The stars filled again with life and light. But human space was different. There were no celebrations. On human worlds, cities were quiet. Ruins stood where towers once touched the sky. Memorial lights burned day and night for the dead. Humanity did not cry loudly. They worked. Factories were rebuilt deep underground. Shipyards moved into asteroid belts, hidden from easy view. Research stations were placed far from known space. Humans did not announce their progress. They learned. Human scientists studied the war again and again. Every battle. Every defeat. Every moment where an ally had failed to arrive. They wrote one lesson on every wall. Never depend on others. Human leaders did not speak of revenge. That word was removed from their plans. Instead, they spoke of preparation. We will never ask again, one leader said. We will never be forgotten again, said another. Time passed quietly. Years turned into decades. The galaxy saw humans as broken, weak, finished. They were wrong. Human engineers created new ships. Not larger, but smarter. Not faster, but stronger. Ships that could fight alone, without support. Ships that could adapt during battle. Human weapons were redesigned. No wasted shots. No empty power. Every system had a purpose. Human soldiers trained harder than ever. They trained in silence. No glory. No praise. They trained for survival. Children grew up hearing stories of sacrifice, not victory. They learned that strength was not shown, it was kept ready. In the Galactic Council, humans were rarely mentioned. They keep to themselves, leaders said. They are harmless now. Humanity heard this, and stayed silent. Deep in human space, new fleets were completed. They did not look like the old ones. Darker, simpler, built for endurance, not beauty. Artificial intelligence systems were created, but tightly controlled. Humans trusted machines, but never fully. Every system had a human final command, because humans had learned another lesson. Control matters. As the years passed, human borders became quiet and strong. No pirate raid succeeded. No spy ships returned. Those who entered human space did not speak about it. Then came the moment. A small human colony was attacked by a minor alien faction. The attackers believed humans would retreat. They did not. A single human defense fleet responded. The battle lasted less than 3 minutes. The alien ships were disabled, not destroyed. Their weapons shut down. Their engines failed. The message sent back was simple. This was a warning. The galaxy noticed, but did not react. They thought it was luck. Humans said nothing. More time passed. The Galactic Council reduced human aid even further. Trade restrictions were placed. Borders were tightened. Humans accepted it. And prepared. Inside human command centers, star maps were updated. Old promises were recorded. Names of systems, governments, and leaders were stored carefully. Not for revenge. For memory. Human leaders met in quiet rooms. The galaxy thinks we are weak, one said. Another replied, good. They did not build an empire. They did not seek rule. They built readiness. Then, one cycle ago, the final review was complete. Human analysts spoke in calm voices. We are ready. No cheers followed. Orders were sent. Fleet activation. Supply chains open. Old war protocols updated. Human ships began to move, not toward war, but toward balance. In the present, the Galactic Council watched these movements in fear. They changed, one leader whispered. The old alien nodded. Yes, he said. They became something else. A council member asked, why didn't we see this coming? The old alien looked at the quiet human fleet markers. Because humans do their most dangerous work in silence. Far away, inside the largest human ship, a human commander stood before a screen. He did not smile. He did not shout. He spoke only one sentence. Begin collection. Across the galaxy, human fleets adjusted course. Humanity had not grown angry. They had grown patient. And now, Patience was over. The first human fleet arrived without warning. No weapons fired. No threat sent. It appeared at the edge of the Kala trade system, a rich and powerful alien region. Cargo lanes froze. Civilian ships stopped moving. Defense stations went to full alert. The Kala had not fought a war in generations. Their leaders believed humans would never dare come here. They were wrong. Human ships formed a perfect line near the system's main star. Dark hulls reflected no light. Engines hummed softly, controlled and calm. The Kala Defense Command opened communication. "This system is under Kala protection," the commander said. "State your purpose." The human reply came instantly. "We are here to collect." The Kala commander laughed nervously. "Collect what?" A human officer answered, his voice steady. "What you promised." Silence followed. The Kala Council rushed into an emergency meeting. Panic filled the room. "They can't mean us," one leader said. "We barely took part in that war," said another. An old Kala historian spoke carefully. "You pledged support after the war," he said. "You signed the agreement." "That was symbolic," a leader shouted. Outside the meeting chamber, alarms blared. Human ships moved closer. Kala defense fleets launched. Bright, elegant ships filled the space between them and the humans. A Kala admiral spoke with forced strength. "Leave now," he warned. "We will defend our system." The human response was calm. "This is your first and final warning. Do not resist." The Kala fired. Energy beams crossed space, striking the human lead ship. Nothing happened. The beams faded. Human ships adjusted position. Then, without explosion or fire, the Kala fleet stopped moving. Engines dead. Weapons offline. Shields gone. Complete silence. Kala pilots screamed in confusion. What did they do to us? Human ships did not chase. They did not destroy. They waited. The human fleet commander spoke again. "This system owes medical supplies, industrial resources, and reconstruction materials. Delivery begins now." The Kala Council collapsed into chaos. "They disabled us without killing anyone," one leader whispered. "This technology," another said in fear. Cargo transports were launched under human guidance. Storage vaults opened. Supplies were moved. The galaxy watched. News spread faster than light. Humans had taken their first payment, and they had done it without firing a single killing shot. Across the galaxy, governments panicked. Some worlds fortified their borders. Some prepared fleets. Others began searching old records. Names were found. Promises were uncovered. Debts long ignored. In the Galactic Council Hall, fear ruled again. "They are not conquering," a leader said. "They are collecting," another replied. The old alien spoke softly. "Worse," he said. "They are proving a point." A younger leader asked, "What point?" The old alien looked at the Kala system on the screen. "That they could destroy us," he said, "but they choose not to." More alerts sounded. Human fleets appeared in other systems. Some worlds surrendered immediately. Others hesitated. One small alliance decided to resist. Their fleets gathered near a border world. They sent a strong message. "We do not recognize any debt." The human reply was short. "Then you will learn its value." The battle was brief. The Alliance fleet was not destroyed. It was stripped. Weapons removed. Defense grids erased. Military satellites taken apart. The system was left helpless. Human ships left without a word. Fear turned into understanding. Resistance was useless. Humanity was not acting in anger. They were acting with control. Back in the Kala system, an old Kala leader watched human ships depart. "They didn't humiliate us," he said quietly. "They taught us." In human space, commanders reviewed reports. No celebrations. No pride. Only progress. One officer asked, "Will they comply now?" The commander replied calmly, "They will," he said. "The galaxy remembers strength." Far away, the Galactic Council sent an urgent message to all member worlds. "Review all human agreements. Prepare repayment." The galaxy had entered a new age. Not ruled by fear, but by memory. Humanity had taken the first step. The collection had begun. The galaxy did not sleep. News of the human collection spread across every system. Trade channels were filled with fear. Military networks were silent. Human fleets were everywhere. Not attacking. Not invading. Waiting. On many worlds, leaders gathered in emergency rooms. Old records were pulled from archives. Forgotten agreements were read again with shaking hands. Promises once made to humans were now clear. And they were many. On the planet Xarnes, a council argued loudly. "We cannot give them what they ask," one leader shouted. "It will ruin our economy." Another leader replied, "If we do not, they will take it anyway." The room fell silent. Human ships entered Xarnes space an hour later. No battle followed. The planet surrendered. Across the galaxy, similar scenes played out. Some worlds sent payment before humans even arrived. Supply convoys moved quickly, escorted by their own fleets in fear. Human commanders accepted deliveries without comment. No threats. No insults. Only confirmation. In the Galactic Council Hall, panic ruled. Alliances that had stood for centuries began to crack. "Protect yourselves," leaders told each other. "We cannot share resources now." Old friends turned away. Borders closed. Trust collapsed. One council member asked in a trembling voice, "Why are humans doing this now?" The old alien answered quietly, "Because now they can," he said. Another leader asked, "Will they stop?" The old alien did not answer. Humanity's new name spread across the stars. The debt collectors. Some used it in anger. Some in fear. Humans did not respond. A powerful empire, the Velka Dominion, refused to comply. They were rich, strong, and proud. They sent a public message across the galaxy. "Humans," the Velka Emperor declared, "we owe you nothing." The galaxy watched. Human fleets changed course. 3 days later, Velka military command went dark. No explosions were seen. No planets burned. But every Velka defense system shut down. Communications failed. Navigation systems froze. The Velka Empire was blind. Human ships hovered in silence. Then a message was sent. "You will repay," it said, "or you will remain powerless." The Velka surrendered. The message was clear. Strength meant nothing without control. Fear deepened. Worlds began to compete. Who would pay first? Who would pay most? Some tried to give more than asked, hoping for mercy. Humans took only what was owed. Nothing more. This frightened the galaxy even more. "They are not greedy," one leader whispered. "They are precise." Refugees filled space lanes. Civilian ships fled systems that had not yet paid, fearing what might happen. Markets crashed. Supply lines broke. The galaxy was tearing itself apart. In the council hall, a desperate leader spoke. "We must stop them," he said. "Together." The old alien shook his head. "We already failed together," he replied. Another asked, "What do humans want after the debt is paid?" The old alien looked at the human fleet markers. "That," he said, "is what truly scares me." Inside a human command ship, officers reviewed system after system. Collection status: ongoing. Resistance: minimal. One officer spoke carefully. "Some worlds are collapsing," he said. The commander nodded. "They chose to forget," he replied. "Forgetting has a cost." "But will this destroy the galaxy?" the officer asked. The commander paused. "Only if it refuses to learn," he said. Human fleets continued to move. Not fast. Not slow. Steady. The galaxy realized something too late. Humans were not reacting to chaos. They were guiding it. Back in the council hall, alarms rang again. A new signal appeared. Human fleets were approaching the core systems. The heart of galactic power. Fear turned into dread. A council member whispered, "If they reach the core." The old alien finished the thought. "There will be no place left to hide." The galaxy panicked. And humanity kept coming. The human fleet stopped at the edge of the core systems. They did not move forward. They waited. For the first time since the collection began, the galaxy had silence. In the Galactic Council Hall, leaders sat in fear. Their faces showed exhaustion. Many worlds had already paid. Others were broken. Some were close to collapse. The core systems were different. They were old, powerful, rich. They had benefited the most after the Great War, and they had given the least. An emergency signal was sent. All human fleets, the message said. We request negotiation. The reply came within seconds. Negotiation accepted. A human delegation arrived alone. One ship. No weapons visible. No escort. This shocked the council. A human representative entered the hall. He was calm. His uniform was simple. His eyes showed no anger. He stood in the center and spoke. We are not here for war, he said. We are here for balance. A council leader stood up. You are destroying the galaxy, he accused. Trade is broken. Worlds are starving. The human replied quietly. The galaxy destroyed balance long ago, he said. We are only restoring it. Another leader shouted. We praised you. We honored you. The human looked at him. Words are not payment, he said. Silence followed. The old alien stood slowly. What do you want now? He asked. The human nodded with respect. There is one final debt, he said. Not of resources. Not of ships. The room leaned forward. You forgot us, the human continued. You used our sacrifice and erased our cost. The council leader asked carefully, what is your demand? The human took a breath. Recognition, he said. Permanent. Binding. Enforced. Confusion spread. The human explained. A new galactic law, he said. No species who saves the galaxy may be ignored again. No sacrifice may be forgotten once peace returns. Some leaders protested. This will limit our power, one said. The human nodded. Yes, he replied. That is the point. Another leader asked. And if we refuse? The human did not raise his voice. Then the collections will continue, he said. Slowly, carefully, until balance is restored without you. Fear returned. The council whispered among themselves. They realized the truth. Humans did not want control. They wanted memory. A leader from a core world stood. If we accept, he asked, will the fleets leave? The human answered honestly. When the debt is paid, he said. When the law is signed. The old alien closed his eyes. We should have done this long ago, he said. The vote was called. One by one, systems agreed. Some with anger, some with shame, but all with fear. The law passed. A new galactic rule was born. Sacrifice creates obligation. Obligation never expires. The human representative nodded. The final collection will begin, he said. Not of resources. The council waited. Of truth, the human finished. Across the galaxy, broadcasts began. Human history was shown. The war, the losses, the abandoned worlds. Names of the dead were read. Not as guilt, as reminder. On many planets, people watched in silence. For the first time, the galaxy saw what it had buried. Human fleets began to turn away from the core. Systems sighed in relief. The human representative turned to leave. A council leader asked quietly, will you ever forgive us? The human paused. Forgiveness is not our mission, he said. Learning is. He left the hall. Far away, human commanders received confirmation. The law is signed. The commander nodded. End collection, he ordered. Fleets adjusted course. The galaxy survived. But it was changed forever. The human fleets returned home. They did not take victory parades. They did not claim territory. They did not demand praise. Across the galaxy, silence followed their departure. But it was not peaceful silence. It was the silence of understanding. On many worlds, memorials were built. Some were small. Some were massive. All carried the same message. We remember. The new galactic law was enforced immediately. Every council session began with a record of sacrifice. No decision could be made without reviewing who had paid the highest cost in the past. Humanity's name was spoken often now. with respect. On Earth, life continued quietly. Cities were rebuilt slowly. Children learned history not as pride, but as duty. Human leaders reminded their people. We did not win, they said. We reminded the galaxy. Trade resumed, but differently. Agreements were clear. Promises were written in permanent law. No species dared delay what was owed. The galaxy had learned a hard lesson. Power fades. Weapons break. But memory shapes the future. An old alien historian wrote the final record of the event. He titled it, "The Debt That Saved Us All." In his writing, he explained the truth. Humans were not the strongest. They were not the largest. They were not the oldest. But they remembered cost. That made them dangerous. Years later, a new crisis appeared at the edge of known space. A threat unknown, powerful, and growing. The Galactic Council gathered again. Fear returned. But this time, no one ignored the quiet system marked in blue. Human space. A council leader asked the question everyone feared. Should we ask humans for help? The old historian answered calmly. We should, he said. But we must be ready to pay. A message was sent. Not a demand. Not a plea. A promise. We remember, the message said. We will not forget. The reply came hours later. This will be discussed. That was enough. Hope returned, not because humans would save them, but because the galaxy had finally learned how to ask. Humanity did not rush to war. They studied. They prepared. They counted the cost. Because humans understood something the galaxy now shared. Every rescue creates a debt. And every debt shapes the future. On a distant world, a young alien child stood before a human memorial. He asked his parent, "Why are humans important?" The parent answered simply, "Because when everyone else turned away, they stayed." The stars above shone quietly. The galaxy moved forward, not in fear of humans, but in respect. And in that respect, humanity found something greater than power. They found remembrance. The debt was paid. The lesson was learned. And the galaxy would never forget humans again.